Good? All right, cool. All right. Stepping into episode 7 of Wednesday for a watch along. So if you don't know what a watch along is and you hopped on this one for the first one, for whatever reason that you've ever seen of my stuff that I do live reacts, this is a watch along. That means you have to have your own copy. You put it in. I will give you a countdown of 3, 2, 1, go, and then we go on go. I will pull out my headphones so that you get an audio cue to roughly sync up where we are. It doesn't have to be exact. You can get close enough and it'll tell you right where we are and we can watch this movie together. This is my first time watching this episode. Everything I watch is usually done as a first time watch. If I've seen a movie or a program before, I will not probably upload a watch along for them unless somebody really wants me to do a watch along for something I've seen before. I will humor that request, but for the most part, all my watch alongs will be things that I'm seeing for the first time. I am not much of an emoter. I am not a reactor. These are up here for completionist's sake for the most part. My hope, or at least my intent, or at least hope, is that I go forward with these as I will do a 1-minute YouTube short as a quick review, 1-minute review of, say, this series Wednesday, season 1 of Wednesday series. And I will have that 1-minute review, and I will have these watch along videos so you could watch them along with me. And then I will have, if requested, or if there's interest in a review, and I will do a few of them because I just want to do them. Like I do want to do the new Dune movie. I do want to do Ghostbusters Afterlife. I would like to do a review of Encanto, and maybe a few others along the way. I will try to do those as more long form review and discussion of certain topics of interest within them. But we'll see how my life lets me do that stuff. My intent to do a lot of that stuff is I want to pull out some of my art supplies and start doodling. I used to make hand-drawn mazes and simple doodles and sketches like that. And it's not going to be masterpiece artworks. It's going to be me freeform playing with some art supplies as visuals to the narrated review. I don't know if I want to call it a review necessarily, because like the things I'd like to discuss about certain topics of like Ghostbusters Afterlife would be things along the lines of the relationship with family and the neurodivergent nature of Phoebe and potentially the neurodivergent nature of Egon and what it means for relationships and representation in film, like those kinds of things. It won't necessarily be a straight up review. It won't be like cinematography for these scenes was such and such. That's not my style. That's not my thing. It's going to be more of a ramble breakdown of my thoughts as I watched and explored the story given to us. And potentially some more of that stuff that I loved doing, was it a year or so ago? Where I would take pop culture, break them down, and build them back up in new creations. Where we took the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and made the what was it, the Raven Sisters detective agency, the Three Ravens. So I might do some of that stuff too in part of the ramble. So it'll probably be longer form entertainment, rambling with a little bit of doodling and sketching art stuff as a visual backdrop. And I will possibly do that for this series because I really do like this series enough that I think it falls in the category of I will probably do something about this series at some point. If you want me to check out a movie or a series that I can check out, give a 1-minute review for, do a live watch along, and maybe do a long form review of, let me know what you want to see. I will check it out. And I know this is the internet and this is a hazardous request to make, but I will entertain. I will entertain. I won't necessarily oblige any requests. So if you wanted to request, oh God, think of a really bad movie or maybe even an inappropriate movie. I would entertain the possibility of watching that. I would entertain the possibility of giving a 1 minute review, a live watch, and maybe a long form review if there's a request. I might put the stipulation on the long form reviews, maybe requiring a channel support, a Patreon subscription, or something like that to get a request in for those, because those are going to be longer. I don't imagine I'll do any real editing on them either. I will probably just jump straight in, do a watch of them, and then I will if I do a long form review, I will just pull out my art supplies and start going, and I will probably do them as separate events. I'm not sure. If you would have a preference, let me know. Would you prefer that I set up the mic while I'm doodling so that as I doodle, I can just talk into the mic and just ramble my way through? Or would you rather I do my maze making doodles and then edit the video of the creation of those doodles with a voiceover recorded later on top of it? I don't know. What do you think? I may or may not go with what you think. I may come up with something that seems like it works best for me. So I'm listening. I will always listen. I won't necessarily oblige. Oh, and the other thing I will say is it's my intent to do some non-review long form. Do we want to call them video essays? Okay, you're just being a dork now. Uh, Doing long form video essays. All right, it's just arguing with me right now. Long form essays for Mental Health Month that are not reviews. I will probably pull out my art supplies, do some practice doodles. I might do something Star Wars related for May the 4th and May the 5th and 6th. So I believe it's May the 4th be with you, and Return of the 5th, Revenge of the 6th. Because always two there are. So I may do Star Wars related stuff for that in particular. But I will probably do a lot of mental health stuff for the month of May, Mental Health Month. What is the date line of that actually? May the 4th is a Thursday, so the Tuesday before that, May the 2nd, it's not quite right. I will probably, well, I might do the starting of the first season of Mandalorian on that point. We'll figure it out. You let me know what you would like. With all that rambling aside, let us move it. Good Lord, did I waste literally 10 minutes doing that? It looks that way. I will pull up Wednesday and I will give you the countdown of, okay. So episode 7 of Wednesday. If you don't know me by now, if you don't know me by now, it's 47 minutes in 3, 2, 1, 0, go. Oh, I was gonna say, but this isn't Eugene. Oh, okay. Ooh. It's a weird voice for him, but okay. Not how I imagine his voice. Don't say that to her. Ooh. TMI, Esther. Well, that was petty. quiet fester. That's one of the two pairing sets. Yes. This is interesting level of complication. Massachusetts plate. Hmm. So if he meets up with Tyler, that's the other half of this game. Oh no. Oh, I didn't see these pairings coming along. Oh, wow. I wouldn't have placed that as a set. Hmm. Ew. Maybe it's not any of them. Maybe it's the sheriff and his wife. Your deputies must be just like, "What is wrong with you, dude? Don't treat your son like that." Oh, wow. How do you treat thing? Oh, this is both funny and dramatic, which is impressive. It's not how shock therapy works for stopped heart. Well, I mean, it is you stop a heart that way. That's the intent. Well, it's I strongly suspect that it's not Enid because she and Thing get along. Mm. 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 She's not suspecting him anymore. She's playing a longer game. Don't make her involved in this. Don't make her part of it. He was injured, so it's not. He can't be the monster. But he might be. He might be the controller. Then what the hell? So who injured him? Oops, stop. I'm I'm not sure. I got a little distracted there at the end. I kind of ran into the next one a little bit, like a minute. But that's that doesn't make any freaking sense. He was injured at the house. Oh. It's not the normie professor, right? So, I mean, that kind of puts it at where it has to be. The normie professor has to be the one who's the problem. But see, I can't help but go back to the idea that the sheriff's wife comes up in this. If the sheriff's wife is the daughter, no, they can't be. 16 years ago. 16, it has to be more than 16 years ago. If the son is the same age as Wednesday, he'd be roughly 16 years old. And the mother would have to be older than that by a margin. To be the mother. And so could his mother be the daughter of the Gates family? I don't think so, but maybe. I don't know if the timeline works. If she was, say, 16, 14, 16 at the time, and had the sheriff's son around that time, it doesn't feel quite right, though. And yeah, no, I do swear Enid better not be involved in this. She would not hurt Thing. She would not, well, would she hurt Eugene? If she felt he was being a pest, she might. Would she potentially want so bad to become something more than just somebody with claws? I mean, we keep seeing those claws as a factor. Would she want so bad that she would risk becoming a Hyde? But we have Tyler being the Hyde, from what we can see. Is there more than one Hyde? Tyler's mother's a Hyde. Tyler's a Hyde. And the sheriff's the one who's managing Tyler's mother. I don't know. This is a departure in a direction that I did not see fully coming. I suspected Tyler might be a Hyde before this episode, but I always put him as under the control of the doctor. She seemed too perfect a fit. So who would set that up? Would Eugene set it up? Do we have more than one Hyde situation where, like, Xavier's monster paintings are one of the equations and Tyler's the other one? Why would Tyler go after Eugene, though? I don't know, man. This confuses everything so drastically. I'm a little frustrated with this. I kind of want to know now. So I'm going to stop out here. This is an interesting twist. I'm also kind of curious as to whether or not they're going to fully resolve it this season. So they may resolve, they may resolve this in a sense that they split it or break it up so that we solve the if we solve the monster this season, do we not solve the in Rain of Fire I Will Rise, Goody Adams aspect? I don't know, man. This is a trip. This is well handled. This is set everything up with plenty of red herrings, keep us guessing most of the way, get us close enough to the end that they could give us a reveal that makes it feel like we've started to put the pieces together again, and then pull it out from underneath of us. I mean, the only thing I have to go on is the normie teacher gave her the Book of Frankenstein before she went to the house to find all the severed body parts that are going to be stitched together as a Frankenstein's monster equivalent. And if she's manipulating Tyler to become a Hyde, how would she have access? She could potentially manipulate Xavier. And she has access to this campus for taking pictures of Wednesday while she's stalking her. And there's no indication that she wouldn't harm Thing. So she's my primary suspect at this point. But I feel like this has to be a trick. Like, it doesn't make sense for her to have access to or manipulation of Tyler. I don't know. This is tricky. If she's playing Frankenstein's monster with... Oh, this is so tricky. Like, there are things that don't add up. And like I said, I'm not sure they're going to make sure they add up before they tie up the season, or if they're leaving room for another season. And do not make Enid evil. Do not do that. I am going to be so angry if she's involved with this. All right, I got to go on this one and hop on the next.